Hello and welcome back to Geeks 40k. We've got something a little bit special for you today. We have a battle report with Winters SEO. I'm sure you're all subscribed to his channel anyway, but if you're not, we'll put a link in the bottom, so go and watch his videos. They're really good. Give him a sub.
Thank you.
So today we're playing on this board. This is a destroyed Imperial city. There's obviously some signs of previous fighting that's been going on. There's ammo dumps, there's the Imperial statues, some burnt out buildings. The forces that are fighting today are Iron Hands with allied detachment of Blood Angels, and there is also an assassin in the force. And we are going up against Winters' Adeptus Mechanicus combined list, some Skitari, some Cult Mechanicus, and some Forge World Mechanicum as well. It's a 1600 point battle, so should be a good one. Okay, so this is my Iron Hands army for today. My captain has a Combi Flamer, Power Fist. He has the Tempered Helm from the Clan Rakan supplement, which gives him within 12 inches he can select a unit and they re-roll ones to hit in shooting. Behind him I have my two troop choices, two tactical squads. One has a plasma, that one has a missile launcher, and they're both riding in Razorbacks with twin-linked heavy bolters. First elite's choice is a 8-man Sternguard squad. The sergeant has Combi Flamer and a Power Axe. There's two Combi Plasmas, two Combi Gravs, and then the rest are just bolters. Second elite choice is the Ironclad Dreadnought. Hopefully he'll do a little bit better today and won't die in the first turn like he did last time. So we might actually see if he's got better. Then I have a heavy support choice, which is the Devastator Centurions. They're all kitted out with the Grav cannons and Grav amps, and they've all got Hurricane bolters. Then I have some allies. So I have the Callidius assassin, and then behind them I have an allied detachment of Blood Angels led by Brother Cabulo, 5-man tactical squad with a heavy flamer, and they will be coming in a Storm Raven with twin-linked assault cannons and multi-melter, so stock. Not really got as much on the table as my opponent, who is Winters today, going against his Admech, and he has an awful lot of models for the same amount of points, so this is a fairly elite list, not the best in terms of points, because I've got quite a few characters such as the assassin and everything, but I just wanted to put a fun list together, so let's see how this goes.
This is Winners, and this is the army I'm taking to take on Geeks 40k English. So my warlord is a Tech Priest Dominus with no upgrades. He's got Eternal Warrior for his warlord trait, and the Cult Mechanicus Battle Congregation has 2 units of troops, Cataphron Breachers with the Haywire shots. I've got a Mechanicum Tagmata Omnissiah from Horus Heresy Book 3 as a combined arms attachment. There's a Magos with no upgrades. He's got a Power Axe Refractor Field. A unit of 10 Ad Secularis Covenant with Mitralox and no upgrades whatsoever. So that's only 35 points, but they have got objectives secured. And so has this unit here of 20 Mindless Tech Thralls with Rite of Pure Thought and Carapace Armor. They're a troops choice as well. And in the elites, 3 Myrmidons, and there's 2 with Maxim Bolters and 1 with Plasma. The Skitari mana pool contains 4 units of Vanguard, 2 with Haywire, 1 with Haywire, 1 with a one with a Plasma Caliber, and another one with 2 Plasma Calibers. And there's also 2 Iron Striders. In the back there is an Iron Strider Cavalier formation. There's a unit of 2 with Radium Giselles and Phosphor Serpenters. There's an Iron Strider Ballistari, and there's a Dragoon with a Taser Lance. That's a single formation that starts rolling from reserves in turn 1, and they outflank, but then they can split off and go all over the place. So that's my force. 3 different detachments and formations in there, only 2 units with objective secured, no transports, very low armour value all round, but I outnumber him by quite a considerable amount. Looking forward to this game. See you on the battlefield.
Okay, so here is the deployment. It is Hammer and Anvil deployment. So the Iron Hands are here. We have a Razorback on this flank. The tactical squad is in that building within reach of objective marker 1. Next to them is the Ironclad Dreadnought. There's a big gap in the middle, not much terrain there or anything line of sight blocking, so with then holding the other flank. The Centurions, I'm not too worried. He hasn't got that much AP2, so they will get all their armour saves, but you know, they'll probably die in the first turn now I've said that, because that's what happens. Stern Guard and the Captain are holding this building, sitting on objective 3, and that Razorback has the other 5-man tactical squad in. In reserve I have my Storm Raven, that's got the 5-man Blood Angel squad, and Kabulo in, and then infiltrating in this corner we have the Assassin hiding in the building. She's got a bit of ground to cover, but she could potentially get there, potentially. We have objective marker 6 here. Winters has deployed all the way across the table. As he said, he has a lot more models than me, so this does look quite daunting. He's sitting on objective marker 2. In the centre we have objective marker 4. This building is objective marker 5, and that's where his Warlord, these breaches, everything else, these chicken things, whatever they are.
Iron Strider Ballistari.
There you go.
I'm over here because the Centurions are over there.
So
I'm staying away, and the idea is to put pressure on the right flank. This is where my Warlord is, and this stuff can move forward. That big blob is fearless, so I don't worry about where they can go up. They're fearless there. This left flank, I'm slightly worried about these guys, so there's not much here. And the Stern Guard and the Centurions are looking at them. This left flank I'm worried about, particularly since you infiltrated her behind that wall.
yes,
However, I just stole from you, so I'm happy.
yes, he has. He's just rolled a nice juicy 6, so he stole the initiative. So Winters is getting first turn. So let's see how much I have left on the table after the first turn. Wish me luck, guys. So this is a tactical escalation Maelstrom of Wargame. We've rolled for night fighting, and it is in fact night. So I'll get some nice extra cover saves. Hopefully that might help me survive this initial onslaught. So Winters is obviously a bit of a girl. He's running away from my assassin. Moved a few of these guys forward. These breaches have moved across, moved through cover. Got a 4, so just a 4 inches. His objective at the moment is big game hunter, kill a vehicle or a monstrous creature. So it looks like one of my Razorbacks could get popped this turn. This big fearless blob squad moving up, I'm guessing to probably sit on objective 4.
You guess right.
Because yeah, he's just a nice guy like that, and I've got previous with this squad, and it took me ages to kill it. So let's see what happens. This squad here has all moved forward quite aggressively through these ruins, sitting objective 5 and facing
Big Game Hunter
down towards Big Game Hunter. Whoever deployed that there was a numbskull, because that's doing nothing. That's doing nothing. I've just got to hope that I get some good night saves, whatever, night fighting saves. So yeah, on to shooting. End of shooting for the Admech. These guys have run up. The Rangers in the building here have shot across at the stern guard. Got quite a lot of 3 save throws, 3 up just on the armour, but managed to lose 2. But I did take 7 or 8 wounds, so that was a fairly good result for them. Nothing else here fired. Weren't really in range of anything. These guys all shot this dragoon, these guys here. Now, because they were shooting and the Aegis defence line, you can't really see it on camera, but the Razorback was actually more than 25% obscured. So my poor deployment turned out to be not poor deployment, it was absolute genius. Winters is laughing in the background there. So yeah, I got quite a few cover saves, and it's not dead. So at the end of turn 1, Winters has not scored any points.
Nothing.
There is no first blood. So yeah, feeling pretty good about that actually. So yeah, onto my turn now. And these were my objectives. So what I said before about Winters moving his big blob squad of fearless blokes, yeah, they're sitting on objective 4. Yeah, that's fun. And objective 5 is there. So despite me rolling the warlord trait that gives me an extra objective on the first turn, hasn't really helped me out at all. So onto my movement. The stern guard just shuffled around in the building there just to get better fire arcs. The Razorback is pushed forward through the ruins. The Centurions are moving up to try and deal with some of that blob squad. They can put out an awful lot of fire, so hopefully I can thin those out a little bit. My ironclad dreadnought, despite having moved through cover, just tripped over that barricade and landed on the other side. So yeah, he was really useful there. The tactical squad in this building have moved around, moved forward, get a few more shots off, potentially pointing down at this way. And my Razorback is now where it should have been deployed in the first place, in the building, in the ruins, and that is sitting on the objective should it ever come up, and that is an objective secured. Not that I expect it's going to be alive for much longer, but it's there. So onto my shooting. Let's see how much we can thin out of these Mechanicus boys. Everything on this side, so the tactical marines with the missile launcher, the storm bolter, and also the Razorback have all shot into the guys at the front there.
Myrmidons.
Myrmidons. I know everything about his army. Yeah, and killed 1, so that was quite good. I was quite happy with that. The Ironclad Dreadnought has shot into the blob squad in the middle, thinned a couple of those guys out. Then across this side of the table, the Centurions showed what brilliant firepower Centurions have, and they have really cleared out this side. Winters did manage to make an awful lot of cover saves because of night fighting and the objective there also plus his 1 to the cover save, so could have been worse, but I'm still happy that thinned out quite a lot from that unit there. Stern Guard also pumped in a few shots into that unit, managing to take out another couple. The Razorback shot into the Rangers at the back of the table there. Managed to wound them, fortunately made either their cover saves or feel no pain. The Assassin's out in the open. She is in charge range. It is a 9-inch charge, but let's hope she can do it. I believe she has got fleet, so could see a charge there. So on to assault. The Callidius assassin has managed to get into assault here. It was a 9-inch charge, but she got in. She took a wound to Overwatch, but then scored every single one of her attacks was a hit, but then rolled quite low on the wounds. But she still managed to take 2 of the guys out. They have passed morale, so they are locked in combat, which is the ideal scenario really for her, because I didn't really want her to be out in the open looking down this gun line. So on to Winters turn 2.
Okay, so this is Winters, and in turn 2 I pulled out these cards. Well, I've still got Big Game Hunter from last turn. So, the Iron Strider, and the Haywire shots from the Breachers, as well as the Myrmidons, are going to pour everything they can into that Razorback again. And this time it won't be getting a 3-up save. This time it'll be getting a 4-up save. But surely that's enough. 2 whole points left, surely. And the other thing I got, it's not going to survive, it's going to die. And the other thing I got is hold the line. Got to keep 3 units back here, so they're back here. This Iron Strider's here, and these guys are within 3 inches of my back line. So there's an auto point. I'll actually get a point this turn. These Breachers are looking at the Ironclad. The Blob Squad moving around, mainly trying to keep away from the Ironclad. We'll see how that goes. And then I moved, there was a unit of Vanguard here, I pulled them through cover. The idea was I was going to pile them into the combat and try and help the other Vanguard who are being assaulted by that assassin. I know she'll kill a bunch of them, but I don't want those 3 dead and her breaking free and then assaulting and going crazy in my opponent's turn. But then I realised that I was in 18-inch range of the Centurions, and there's 2 plasma calibers there. Some of the only AP2 weapon I've got in my army. I think I've got 3 of them, and that's it. So they're gonna try and actually take a few shots down the field. My Doctrinaire imperative this turn is +1 weapon skill, +2 ballistic skill, -1 weapon skill. And these guys have got the reroll to hit rolls of 1 thing going off from the Adeptus Mechanicus book. And then this Iron Strider formation came on this flank, and they're looking at putting some pressure on the Stern Guard in those ruins. And later, if any of them survive from all the combi shots that are over there, then I might assault that Razorback with the Taser Lance at some point, or I might just pull back out of range and just pepper them and pepper them and pepper them for much of the game. I made sure I was within 18 inches for the Phosphor Serpenter. So if all goes to plan, dead Stern Guard, dead Centurions, dead Ironclad, and dead Razorback. What could possibly go wrong? Let's move on to the shooting phase. And I've scored Big Game Hunter. The Iron Strider combined with the Breachers fired across and have wrecked that Razorback finally. So this Iron Strider and the Myrmidons fired up into this tactical squad here, which have yet to make a leadership test. And they also forgot to make lots and lots of feel no pains. They just passed their leadership test, they're not falling back. And 2 of them died. So over on this flank, not a lot left. Particularly when you add in the 6 Haywire shots that came in from these Breachers and wrecked that Ironclad. Essentially over here we have 3 tactical Marines looking very scared, and they're going to run away very shortly. The Blob Squad and this unit of Vanguard with the plasmas fired in, and look, one of the Centurions is gone. That made me happy. And then the Rangers and the Iron Strider Cavaliers, those guys, fired across into the Stern Guard, and a few more casualties taken out of that squad, but 4 casualties, but they passed their leadership test. I didn't touch that, and we've got this combat to resolve down here. Let's see if she's able to break free and go on a murder rampage. The Vanguard killed the assassin. She's dead. I wish. Instead, she killed 2 of my guys and then hit and run across here. And now she's staring down the barrel of 3 Breachers. Yeah, that happened. At least I've got 1 guy left. Yeah, 14 inches, I believe, for a hit and run. Anyway,
They've got a morale.
And they passed the morale. She passed the morale, rolled a 6, and then that's why you had to hit and run, because I locked you up. Yeah.
I'm paying attention.
Yeah, thanks for paying attention. So at the end of turn 2 for the Mechanicum, I have scored First Blood and Hold the Line and Big Game Hunter, making the score 3-0 for Winters SEO. Yeah. Thanks, Rob. I don't get Hold the Line because the assassin's within 3 inches of my board edge, which means I don't get... I'm discarding that at the end of my turn. I've got First Blood and Big Game Hunter. It's 2-0 for Winters SEO. Damn it.
Okay, so my objectives for this, I discarded objective 5 because it's way over there, and as Winters pointed out, I've got nothing. So the 3 guys here are just out of line of sight, hopefully hiding in the building. I think that's called a tactical withdrawal, not cowardice. So yeah, I've got secure objective 4 and Big Game Hunter. Fortunately for me, Storm Raven's come on. It's flying over towards the robot chickens. It's in melter range, so hopefully should pop one of those. If not, the tactical squad have got out of the Razorback. Got some nice shiny crack grenades. Looking at these guys, also got a plasma gun there. So hopefully pop at least one of these, maybe 2. Just have to see how it goes. Razorback is pulled back. It's in that cover. And the Stern Guard have stayed put, just holding this ruin, holding the objective. The Centurions in the centre have pushed up to try and deal with this blob squad. Got to get him off objective 4, because that is my objective there. It will be mine. Okay, so the Calidius Assassin, with her epic hit and run move there, is right in the face of the breaches. Decided not to move her in the movement phase because she has a nice template weapon, which is basically a poison 4+, and it's AP 2. So they are all covered under the template of pre-measured, so they should hopefully take at least 1, maybe 2 wounds there, and then they're going to get assaulted. So let's see how this turn goes. I really need some shooting to go my way, because I haven't got an awful lot left. This flank is... Sorry guys, you're on your own. But this flank... Feeling better about this flank. I've got some models here. This one, let's just say, his Warlord has got a bit of a walk if he wants to do anything. So let's see how it goes. So I managed to score Big Game Hunter. Okay, so the Storm Raven that flew on with his ace pilot has taken out the back robot chicken. Shot him with his melter, managed to pen him but only managed to stun it, but then followed it up with a missile shot and destroyed him. This squad here chucked a grenade into the front one. It bounced off his armour. The Stern Guard in the ruins, there's only 4 of them left and the captain. So they have been thinned out, but they shot into the blob squad in the middle. We really need to get them off objective 4. Managed to kill a few of them. Centurions also pummeled that same unit. In total, how many died there, Winters? Quite a few.
Yeah, about 6.
About 6. Could have been better. Managed to make quite a few cover saves and feel no pains and everything like that. So the assault cannons from the Storm Raven pumped into this shot and killed, I think it was 3 of those.
Yep.
They did pass their morale though. And the assassin used her flame template, scored 3 wounds, so took out the guy at the front and scored a wound on one of the guys at the rear. So he's going to assault them, hopefully take those out, or well, hopefully don't take them out in my turn, because that seemed to be a really good tactic last time. So yeah, that's it. So at the end of the assault phase for the Space Marines, the Calidius Assassin has charged in to the breaches. Done a little bit too well, actually. I would have preferred if she was locked in combat, but obviously the big gap there shows that they died. Did take it down to the last man with just one wound. He failed his leadership, and then unfortunately I ran him down. So I consolidated into the building. So she, because of her beautifully long ponytail, she is actually there, but she's having a lie down. So we like to think that she's actually on the bottom there, waiting to spring at these guys, like Spider-Man or something like that. So that's if she survives. So I think she deserves a rest, to be fair. She has done a lot of work, so she can have a little lie down. Let's see what Winters can do. The Space Marines chucked all their crack grenades. Unfortunately, weren't very good. None of them stuck on, none of them penned or anything like that. They did lose one in return, but we are locked up in combat there.
And it's 2 points to the AdMech, 1 point for the Space Marines, and my objectives in this turn are secure objective 6. So the one chap that was there that got slaughtered by the Claudius assassin has moved there because objective 6 is there. I need a nice run and I can get objective 6. The next one, behind enemy lines. So in this combat round here, that Sidonian Dragoon is moving around and it needs to run, and with Dune Strider +3 to its run move, I can potentially get behind enemy lines before it gets destroyed by the Stern Guard. So that's the plan for those two objectives. And the last card is No Prisoners, which is just kill as much as possible. This unit of Vanguard came in from reserve. This unit of Rangers have dropped down, and I'm going to try and kill her because I don't like her. She's not my friend. The two Vanguard pushing forward, and there's some plasma caliber shots to get into the Centurions. Blob squad moving around, not much of a blob anymore, but gonna try and lock up the Centurions in close combat. These guys sitting pretty on objective 5. Iron Strider looking at the Storm Raven over there, and then the rest of the shots. We're moving up, we're moving round. Basically, I'm going to take over the right flank. There's an objective under that ruined Razorback. Those 3 unsupported tactical Marines. This flank is mine. Oh yes, it's mine. I'm going to make it mine. This flank is still open.
It's mine.
It's not yours. And potentially I can score 3 more objectives this turn. So let's shoot stuff. The AdMech here have cleared out the last 3 remaining tactical Marines, and as I said, I am dominating the right flank, which is nice, and that's also the no prisoners objective. Around here, lots of shots, including plasma shots into the Centurions, and they made all their saves, but this lone Vanguard managed to run 5 inches and get within 3 inches of objective 6, so that's a point for objective 6, a point for no prisoners. And around here it was the last dice roll. All the Rangers. I was thinking about charging her with Rangers and I really didn't want to. But she died. She's gone. The radiation shots weren't enough. It was the Rangers that finally finished her off. And then round here we're about to move on to the assault phase. And the Dragoon got 1 inch run. +3 for Dune Strider. So no behind enemy lines. And he's danger close to the remaining castle in the backfield. So we're moving on to the assault phase, and I think there's this assault to do, and I'm going to try and lock up the Centurions in the middle of the table. The Vanguard and the Tech Thralls got in combat with the Centurions, so that's the end of that ridiculous shooting. No wounds dealt out on either side, and round here, a great whiff again. No wounds dealt out either side on the Dragoons or on the Iron Hands. But I did get a point for secure objective 6. I did get a point for no prisoners, so it's 4 points to 1 in favour of the AdMech, and we're moving on to Iron Hands. Turn 3.
Okay, so these are the objectives that I pulled out. Yeah, managed to pull out objective 5 again.
It's not happening.
Yeah, it's not happening, that one. So that one will be discarded. The other two, though, for the Emperor is... I can't remember what that was. Yeah, that one's the successfully charge into combat. And that links quite nicely with Honour the Chapter, which is kill somebody in a challenge. So, what we've done in the movement, Stern Guard have stayed put. The Storm Raven has dropped into hover mode, did sort of a power slide, back doors slammed open, Kabulo has jumped out with his tactical marines and are going to charge into the Rangers here. That guy there is the sergeant in that squad. Prime in that squad. As I said before, I know everything about this army. They're all sergeants to me. Yeah, so he might get a chainsaw inserted somewhere where he doesn't want to, hopefully. Everything else is either tied up in combat or dead. So, yeah, let's go on to shooting. The Storm Raven shot a melt around into the back of the chicken and blew it up, so he's redeemed himself from his earlier rubbish penetrating shots. The assault cannons then opened up into the ruins with power of the machine spirit and killed the last remaining guy on objective 6. The Stern Guard here shot across using their Kraken rounds into that building at the back and managed to only kill one of the Rangers there. I decided not to shoot with Kabulo's squad because I'd potentially get 6 or 7 guys underneath the template, which would make it an almost impossible charge. So I want to score those 2 objectives, so I've decided not to shoot at all. I'm just going to charge. Hopefully the plan works. So let's move on to assault. So the Blood Angels have charged into combat with the Rangers, challenged the Sergeant. He did accept, caused a wound on him, so didn't actually kill him in the challenge as such. However, then the rest of the squad killed, I think it was 4 in total. They failed their morale and I swept them. So we're saying I do score obviously the point for the charge, and I also score the point for winning in a challenge because he's dead.
You killed a guy who was locked in a challenge, so I'm definitely giving it to you.
Good, thank you very much.
Comments below though, please.
Yeah, comments below. Over here, the Centurions put all their attacks on the Vanguard, killed one, and the other one ran away, so he'll need a double 1 to regroup, so he hopefully is out of it. And then again, this comedy baguette fight over here. I keep hitting him quite a lot, but then can't stick my hand grenades onto him, and then he just pokes me with a tickling stick. Yeah, so they should be dead by now, but they're not. So yeah, that's it. On to Winters' next turn.
I've got secure objective 1 and 5. There's 5, so I've got that 1, and 1 is below the ruin, the wreck of the Razorback. So these Myrmidons need a decent run to get it. I've also got behind enemy lines. This Iron Strider will get there no problem. So maybe that's 3 objectives with a good run. And the last objective I've got is Supremacy, which is score twice as many as your opponent and at least 2. Currently, Rob has objective 2 and the one back there. I need 4 to get Supremacy, which is this one and this one as well. That isn't happening. The plan is to run the Iron Strider closer towards objective 4, maybe looking at Supremacy later in the game if This unit, these came in from reserve, and if the Vanguard can put enough radiation rounds into into his squad, the guy with the blonde hair, to take him out of the battle. There is a plasma caliber in there, and I've upped my ballistic skill by 1, which I forgot to mention, by the way. +1 ballistic skill.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Apart from that, yeah. So let's move on to the shooting phase. In the movement phase, the Myrmidons ran an inch, which wasn't close enough to get to the objective, and I needed a 6-inch run with the breaches to get them to objective 1, and I rolled a 6. So I was very pleased. Scores me objective 1. Around here, I also score objective 5, and of course this Iron Strider got back behind enemy lines, so that's 3 more points, bringing the score 7 points to 3. He ran a little bit, and round here, lots and lots of shots poured into Kabulo's unit, and only 1 Space Marine died. So one of these units is definitely going to die next turn, unless there's a multi-assault coming on. Maybe it was foolish putting my reserves there, I don't know. But I do score 3 points, and we're moving on to the assault phase to see what happens here, and to see what happens over there. The one last chap who was falling back, that's him there, hiding in the building, still falling back. Moving on to the assault phase. Okay, in the assault phase, I was goaded into trying to charge Kabulo's unit. But let's say this unit did charge in, they'd probably be swept and dead, and that's 1 unit down. And then he can charge this unit and sweep that unit in his turn. This way...
Exactly. Amazing tactic.
Well... So this way, he's only going to charge 1 or the other, or he could potentially multi-assault, but that's a lot of Overwatch. So I didn't charge, long story short, nothing happened there. Over here, nothing happened here. The Fearless Blob are doing what they should be doing, locked up, no wounds dealt out on either side. And round here, one of the Dragoons has finally blown up, and the 4 Iron Hands are converging on that last walker there. But at the end of that turn, as I mentioned, it's 7 points to the AdMech, 3 points to the Space Marines, and we're moving on to turn 4 for Space Marines.
So we have Kingslayer, which is kill the Warlord. Domination, hold all the objectives, so that's getting dumped next turn. Overwhelming firepower is shoot something to death, and no mercy, no respite is a new one for the Space Marines, which is basically kill something or make something run away. So looks like I could be on for a good scoring turn as long as some things go my way. So movement, Storm Raven has gone back into zoom-in mode, has flown over, and he can see the Warlord's unit, so possibly could score Kingslayer overwhelming firepower on that one. That would be nice. The Stern Guard and the captain is detached. The Stern Guard have come down, got a couple of good move through covers, so they are down off the building.
You've done the run move already.
Yeah, done the run move already. The Razorback is only sitting still holding that objective there. Round the back of the table where the Blood Angels are, the Heavy Flamer has got into a position where he can cook 4 of those guys, and Kabulo is detached. He is looking at charging this group, because they'll be within 6 inches. They'll still get Kabulo's buff of the extra weapon skill. Not that it'll help out that much anyway, but they'll still get feel no pain and everything like that. So on to shooting. Let's see what we can do. It was such a good plan. Yeah, they're still alive. These are still alive. And he's still alive. So, killed Breacher. So the Storm Raven put all of his shots in, killed a breacher, some lookout sirs, some saves because of cover, everything like that. So yeah, that failed. And then managed to cook, I think it was 3 with these guys.
2 guys wounded on an alpha.
There you go. So yeah, not too successful, but we can move on to assault, so hopefully I'll kill him anyway. So we thought the shooting phase went quite badly. As you'll see, this squad is still standing exactly where it was. That's a 4-inch charge. Yeah. Kabulo, though, he did get in. But he killed 1. So, yeah, this legendary fighter in close combat turns out not very good.
Too busy drinking blood from that cup.
Yeah, drinking blood from the cup, definitely. What else? This was summed up really by Winter saying worst assault phase ever. So these whipped out their baguettes again, did nothing but took nothing in return, and then the Centurions have heroically, tactically withdrew to the edge of my deployment zone, but the thralls are chasing them down. So yeah, it's all these double bubble points that I was talking about. Yeah, I didn't get any of those. So but it's really good because I have an opportunity to get them all next turn. Yay! Right, over to Winters.
This great game is going great. Secure objective 1. The Myrmidons have moved round and they're standing on top of the ruined Razorback that I destroyed and are securing objective 1. I got secure objective 5. Tech Thralls, 35-point unit, hanging out, scoring objective 5. Scoring objective 2 and 6, a bit trickier. 6, I'm not getting to. 2, the plan was to move this unit up to this level, blow the hell out of him, which would be the closest model, and then I'd be able to score objective 2, but they got 2 inches filled to move through cover. So that plan went out the window. I'm just going to have to shoot them on the ground floor. So 1, 2, 5 and 6, I can score 2 of those. An overwhelming firepower, just shoot something. So the Cognis autocannon will hit that flyer on a 5 twin linked, as will this one. And the breaches are going to snap fire up, and I'm re-rolling to hit rolls of 1 with Adeptus Mechanicus. Canticles right now. The score is currently 7 points to 3. I've got more than double points, and I definitely think I'm coming back to Geeks 40k at some point because it's been fun. The end of AdMech shooting phase, the breaches fired up. I needed 6s to hit re-rolling 1s, and I rolled 3 6s and 1 1. And then that thing joined in, and that thing joined in. Long story short, Storm Raven went boom. Storm Raven came down. 7 hits in total. I forget how many glances and pens he jinked, but 7 hits in total. Cognis on here, very nice. But that was just lucky. Anyway, that's overwhelming firepower. A great cheer goes up amongst the Mechanicum lines. I cheered. Did you cheer, Rob?
No, I don't think I did. It was more of a cry. Yeah.
Definitely a tea.
A cry into my cup of tea that Richard's about to make me.
Cup of tea would be nice.
Oh, would it? Okay.
Yeah. And some shots here, nothing happened. Shots on the Centurions, nothing happened. So not a lot of joy here, but let's not forget the joy that happened over here. So that's secure objective 1, secure objective 5, and overwhelming firepower. There's an assault coming up because I can't let those Centurions shoot me again. And there's this assault to wrap up, and of course the baguette vest in the corner. The Centurions are locked up one more time by a bunch of mindless cyborgs. They're not going anywhere, and no one hurt each other. Round here, I can't believe a unit of Iron Hands can't take down an open-topped Armour 11 vehicle with crack grenades. Yep, that's one more guy went, and they're locked up. They're staying there. And round here, Kabulu cleaved through 2 more Vanguard, but they passed their morale. So that is locked up. essentially nothing went on in the assault phase. But I did score 3 objectives, which does make the overall score 10 points to the Mechanicum, 3 points to the Space Marines, and we're going on to turn 5. Did I mention I blew up the Storm Raven?
I really need to pull back some objectives, and it looks like, famous last words, it looks like I could actually do something, because objective 3 is over here, so I'm scoring that one. Objective 2 is on this building here. My Blood Angels are in there scoring that. Means that I can't charge the unit which is there, but hopefully I should be able to burn them to death. So there's 2 points I can get this turn, he says. Then no mercy, no respite. For killing those in the shooting phase, I'll score that. Overwhelming firepower, I'll score that. So the only one I can't get this turn really is Kingslayer. So I might actually drop that depending on what happens. So let's move on to the shooting. But just to show you this squad has just run, well, move 6 to join that combat. Hopefully finally clear that blob squad. I said at the start of the battle that they're a right bunch of buggers to get rid of. And the Blood Angels in that building just shuffled round just to make that a little bit more secure, just in case they take a wound or anyone dies, sorry, they'll still hold that objective. So, yeah, on to shooting. Wish me luck. Okay, so my heroic Blood Angels here. It's not right what they say about them. They can actually do a bit of shooting. And they've got rid of the 4 guys there, which were actually 2 squads. So for no respite, I've only got to kill 1 more unit, and then I can get D3. So potentially could pull this back. So no pressure, Kabulo, but you need to do something with those.
Cool. You're off.
We could also potentially get it over here. Will I finish that blob squad off? Let's hope so. Captain's going to run in. So, on to combat. So, the captain and the stern guard charged into that assault. The stern guard killed a couple of them, and then the captain with his power fist squashed the remaining 3. So I got my no mercy, no respite. So I've scored potentially D3 there. I've scored objective 3, I've scored objective 2, an overwhelming firepower because I killed the 2 units in the shooting phase. Kingslayer I'm probably going to keep hold of, I'm not sure yet. So let's roll the D3, see what happens.
Ooh.
2, so it is now 8, 10. Let's see if it goes on for another turn.
Turn 6 is 10 points to 7, and I drew secure objective 2 twice, and that's not happening. And also secure objective 3, which the Razorback all the way around there is securing, so that's not happening. I got psychological warfare, issue a challenge, and Kabulu, well, he killed one of the Rangers last turn, Vanguard last turn, and there is the Vanguard Prime left, so I can issue a challenge. Just checked in the rulebook, even though it's 1 character on 1 character. Can issue a challenge, that'll be a point. Hungry for glory, sorry, that's issue a challenge. Psychological warfare, make opponent fail a morale pinning or fear test, highly unlikely. And ascendancy, I've got to control 3 objective markers for D3 points. I got this one, I got that one, and we did the runs, and I made it by 1 inch with the Dragoon. So I'm going to get D3 points. I'm also going to get hungry for glory, and I'm not going to shoot very much. Basically, he's going to have a shot at some stern guard. In the shooting phase, the Iron Strider failed to wound the stern guard, and that's all the shots that happened. In the assault phase, there was a wound put on the Prime here, but they're locked up, and that dragoon is finally down.
Yay.
And they consolidated closer to objective 6. So I get a point for issuing a challenge, and I get D3 points for ascendancy.
Oh, of course. Of course.
Look at that. Look at that. So that's 14 points to 7.
So these are the cards that I drew. Got secure objective 1, which I am not going to do. Lightning strikes is
Take an objective that your opponent holds.
there you go. Take an objective that the opponent holds. So Stern Guard have done their move through cover here. That guy is securing that objective at the moment. I need to shoot him off. So the Centurions have moved up. The captain has moved up. And these guys are going to run for the objective once the Centurions have blown it up. Perfect plan. Perfect plan. What could possibly go wrong? The Blood Angels at the back have seen how tremendous Corbulo has been in combat, and have decided that they want to be close to him. They want to watch him slaughter this last guy. So they're going to charge into combat as well. Not because they're afraid that Corbulo's not actually going to kill the guy, just because they want to be close to him as he decapitates this guy. That's totally it.
And then you'll get blood and guts and assassinate.
Yeah, then I'll get blood and guts and assassinate. So I could pull back quite a lot of points here. I need it to go to turn 7.
You said that last time.
Yeah. The Blood Angels came over to shake Corbulo's hand as they watched him decapitate the guy. It was completely wasn't down to lack of faith, because Corbulo managed to kill him in a challenge, so I score a point for the challenge, which is blood and guts. I also get assassinate for killing a character, and I also get Emperor's Retribution. Oh no,
No, not that one. That one.
There you go, lightning strike. Thank you. Yeah, so we score that. So it's 3 points just for killing that one guy. Now, over the slight spoiler in what just that card was there, but look at this. Yes, D3 victory points. The Gravs from the Centurions glance this guy to death. Then the Stern Guard have run through the middle of the statues, and they are now scoring that. So I get D3 D3 points for that. So let's roll that up.
Oh! Oh my god.
Right, okay. And I also got over here score objective 6. So the score is now 13 to the Space Marines, 14 to Admech. Is it going to go on for another turn?
It ends on a 1, 2, 3. I'm going to roll for this.
Oh! So that is it. That is game over.
You get line breaker, I get line breaker, but it's still a point each in it.
There we go. So that is the end of the battle. What a great game that was.
Okay, now we've all calmed down. This is the way the world ends.
Yay! Had to be said on the channel. So, yeah, very close game there, down to the last roll of the dice. So that's 1 apiece for me and Winters. I've won 1, he's won 1, and they both went down to 1 dice roll. So very, very close. He was all over me. I started to get some lucky cards towards the end to bring me back. But yeah, good battle. So hope you all enjoyed that, guys. Remember to like and comment on the video, and remember to, if you're not already, subscribe to Winters' channel. Go and check him out. It's Winters SEO. We'll put a link in the description below. Definitely check him out. So this battle was one of 2 that we did today. The other one is on Winters' channel, and that is Richard's Orks against this same list. and that was a really good battle as well, so definitely go and check that out. So see you again, guys. Thanks for watching.